What's going on, everybody? This is Isaiah. Once again, welcoming you all to Buckle's Locker, when we talk about all things Buck related. Subscribe, like, comment, share all my videos. Notification bell icon. Like the videos as you come in the chat room. The notification bell icon. You already know. You don't want to miss any videos. We are in December, cold, giving you my little Christmas spirit early. Like the video as you come in the chat room. Also, if you want to donate, the donation links are in the description box. You know what time it is. Got my Buccaneers Santa going right now, you know. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the commentary at the Ray J this past weekend. I had a blast at the game with some Saints fans. I had a good time, you know. I met Savage Man. He was sitting right next to me. Keith Saunders, I met him. Shouts out to Keith and Savage Man. Got a chance to meet two of the guys that follow me, that's been following me for a long time. So I want to give a special shout out to Savage Man and Keith Saunders. So I will be coming to Tampa more often. And if you guys are around, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I'll be in Tampa a few times. That's my hometown. So, you know, it is what it is. I just want to kind of give a little segment for that. Even though it was raining and the stadium was half empty. So, appreciate you. Let's do it again this year or maybe next year. I don't know. But anyway, on to this week's game. As you can see in the title of the video, we are playing the Baltimore Ravens. And as you know, our record is 5-8. And the Ravens are fighting for a playoff position at 7-6. Oh, man. We're not mathematically eliminated, but we're eliminated. Where should I start? We're coming off a loss against the New Orleans Saints, where we was winning 14-3, and then we imploded. If you want to know what I think about that video or that game, go back and watch my Buccaneers versus Saints recap, and that'll fill you in. So, on with the show. What are we playing for? Let's see. What are we playing for? What can I start at? Pride, respect, integrity of the game now. I mean, because what do we have to play for? I mean, why not just ball out? You know, there is a small scenario that we can make the playoffs, but everybody got to lose. I do know that. And we have to win out. We have to win the next 3 games, and everybody got to lose. The chances of that happening is slim to none, but there is a chance that it can happen. So keep hope alive. Now, super chat by and Broken Glass 3. Appreciate the super chat. Once again, folks, if you want to reach out to me to super chat, feel free to reach out to super chat. I'll be more than glad to shout you out personally and read your message to the whole chat room. So, we're coming into this game against the Baltimore Ravens, a very, very tough team. A very balanced team. Remember the key word balance. A very, very, very balanced team. You know, very tough team. The team takes after his coach. Right now they're running with Lamar Jackson. They're 3-1 with him. They changed their whole offense with Lamar Jackson. Very dynamic quarterback. Still can't throw the ball very well yet, but he's a very dynamic player and gives a lot of defenses problems. And they basically run a college offense with Lamar Jackson as he get acclimated as an NFL passer. He does have an arm. This is going to be a really tough game for us to win. Let's just be honest, folks. Let's call a spade a spade. It's going to be really tough for us to go to Baltimore and beat the Ravens. Can it be done? Yes. They lost 6 games. So we can beat them. But the way we've been looking, yikes, this can get really, 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 really ugly. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'll start with the Bucs, of course. Offensively, we're still ranked number 2 in the NFL for some strange reason, even though we've had okay games the last couple games. Defense is ranked number 27. So we moved up 5 spots. So instead of ranking 31, 32, we're up to 27. Woohoo! Passing offense, we're still ranked number 1. Rushing offense, number 27. Great. Going up against the number 2 defense in the NFL. Man. Ravens defense is no joke. They got stars at every level. They got pass rush. They got linebackers that hit hard. They big and they're strong and fast. C.J. Mosley, Terrell Suggs. They got some, Kenny Young. Number 90, that guy, he rushed the quarterback. They got like 8 guys that can rush the quarterback. And what's our biggest problem? Offensive line play. It's going to be a long game playing the Ravens front 7. Let's just be honest, folks. Our O-line is not front 5. It's not good. We might be probably in the middle of the pack O-line, like between 18 and 22 ranking. But, man, we're worse than that, bro. I would say we're like the bottom 5 O-line. Bottom 5 against the pass. Like as far as overall O-line play, we're like bottom 5. I believe from the eyeball test, I believe we are a bottom 5 O-line in the NFL. Based on our scheme, our run blocking, our pass blocking, we can't get out of our own way. And now we got to go up against the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL. Top 10 against the pass. Top 10 against third down. Top 10 in the points line. Like, what are we going to do? It's going to be a long game. Oh, yeah. Like, man, let's be honest, man. Like, if you watch the Bucs and Saints game, cross your heart and pray, man, because they're going to be blitzing like crazy. They run a 3-4 hybrid. They got a secondary with Weddle and Tony Jefferson and Marlon Humphrey and Jimmy Smith. Wow. And we sitting up there with Mike Evans running, and Chris Godwin and Adam Humphrey and Cameron Brate. Deshaun Jackson is questionable, by the way. Kevin Minter is on IR, by the way. So I don't know, man. Like, Mike Evans gonna have a hard time with Jimmy Smith. And Chris Godwin gonna have a hard time with Marlon Humphrey. And Adam Humphrey gonna have a hard time getting away from their slot cornerback. I forgot his name. But he is tough. Like, those defensive backs, Eric Weddle, Tony Jefferson, they get up in your grill and they lay the wood, bruh. How we gonna beat them? I'm gonna tell you how. Ball control. A ball control passing game. Because there's going to be a lot of checkdowns for Jameis Winston to make. So Humphrey and running back and Cameron Brate and some crossing routes. No, we cannot sit there and do 5 to 7 step drops against the Ravens defense. They blitz too much. They come at you at waves. They can take over a whole game. And how to defeat a team like that? Being that we can't ball control the regular way, like running the ball, because our offensive line can't block to save their life, we're going to have to pass the ball to control the clock. Now, I will say this. If we can jump on the Ravens and punch them in the mouth and get up like 21-0 or 28-7, their offense is not built to come back. Now, I will say this. The Ravens offense is not built to be a high-scoring team. Let's just make that clear. They're not built like that. Offensively, they rank number 12 total. That's rushing and passing. The 18th in the passing and number 4 running the ball. So their strength, right? How to move the ball on the Ravens defense, man? I'm confused. I'm not confused, but I'm like, how do we move the ball on the Ravens defense? gonna be tough. We can move the ball through the air. Hopefully, it's not like real bad weather. The wind is not blowing in Baltimore. If it's like a cold, sunny day, I think we can move the ball down the field. I've been disappointed a little bit lately, but teams are adjusted to our offense. Our offense is based on a 5 to 7 step drop, and I don't know, man. It's a hard game to just basically explain how we can win this game because we don't do anything well anymore. Like right now, with three games left, we don't do anything well. We don't run the ball well. We passing the ball okay. We don't run block. We don't pass block well. We play bad special teams, from time to time. Bad coaching, bad defensive schemes sometimes in certain downs and distance. Even though defense has been playing better, but certain downs and distances, we don't look good. And it will be a travesty if we make Lamar Jackson or Joe Flacco, because Joe Flacco it will be active in this game. It will be a travesty if we make the Baltimore Ravens offense look like a high-flying Chiefs offense. And we know to do this. We're known to make a bad team offensively look really good. Joe Flacco is not a good quarterback. Lamar Jackson is not a good thrower. Like, he can get better, but right now, as a rookie, he's not a guy that we can be fearful of. Like, oh my gosh. Now, they do have some little jittery bug weapons. Willie Snead, formerly from the Saints. They got Michael Crabtree. He's like a slow Larry Fitzgerald type receiver, but he got good hands to push off a lot. And then they got John Brown, a speedster. They got a speed running back, John Brown. And they got a good running game. Gus Edwards. Lamar Jackson leads their team in rushing. A quarterback. Yeah, exactly. But they run the ball very well because they have a running back by committee. Yes, they rank number 4 in the NFL with rushing yards per game. So don't sleep on the Ravens. Even though they don't have a star running back, they do it by running back by committee. So, yikes. And our run defense hasn't been very well lately. Let's just be honest. We're struggling in the run defense. This is going to be a really interesting game. Most people are picking the Ravens to win. 70% are picking the Ravens to win. Now, we can't surprise the Ravens if we play a perfect game. We just can't turn the ball over. And we have to play good special teams. And the Ravens special teams is very good. Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker is probably the best field goal kicker in the NFL. Well, NFL history. They have a very good special teams. They have a very good return game. They have a very good kickoff return team. They have a very good punt return team. They have a very good field goal kicking team. A very punt coverage team. They are very solid special teams wise. They probably have the best special teams in the NFL. And I wonder how that happened. John Harbaugh used to be a special teams guru. So that's his roots. So that's why the Ravens special teams always been good. So they got us on that too. They got us on the run offense. They got us on special teams. They got us on defense. They got us on coaching. John Harbaugh is better than Dirk Cutter. If you had to look at the tail of the tape, John Harbaugh is better than Dirk Cutter as far as coaching wise, even though he's kind of on the hot seat if you don't make the playoffs. But give me John Harbaugh over Dirk Cutter any day because he'll make our team tough. He'll make our special teams so much better. You know what I'm saying? We'll find a kicker for some strange reason with John Harbaugh if he gets fired. But I believe that the Ravens will use two quarterbacks this game. Lamar Jackson is iffy. He's questionable. But as far as our injuries, Carlton Davis, Justin Evans, Isaiah Johnson, Sean Jackson are all questionable. So they deal with some injuries. Kevin Minter is on IR. It's funny how this works. We average 25 points per game, and the Ravens average 24 points a game. But somehow we got a better offense. Because we average 100 yards pretty much almost more than the Ravens do at 446 versus the Ravens 383 or 380. But they're a balanced team, though. They got 240 yards passing per game and 130 yards rushing a game. So that's pretty balanced. I like that. I like the good balance of the Ravens. And they play good defense. They only allow 87 yards per game rushing the ball. and they only allow 225 yards passing. Our rushing defense got really bad. We used to be in the top 10, but now we're at 119 yards a game, and we don't defend the run well anymore. That's a damn shame. Our run defense has suffered really bad. I mean, we used to be in the top 10, and then now we are pretty much probably like 20 something now, maybe 20, 21. It's kind of it's not good. Pass defense has gotten better, but it's still not good enough. And luckily, the Ravens offense is not a passing team, but they're a running team. So most likely they're gonna run down our throats. So our front seven better lock. JPP, Vinny Curry, excuse me. This is a game where Via Maui can show up and show out, because it's going to be a lot of smash mouth, run the ball down your throat, and our Bo Allen and Mitch and JP and Vinny Curry and Carl Nassib and William Golson, even Noah Spence, they better get ready to start getting off those blocks, because the Ravens O-line can run block. On the flip side, and if we try to run the ball, more than likely it will be 2-yard loss, 3-yard gain, 1-yard loss, screen pass, a toss sweep to Jacquizz Rodgers. So the Ravens just run the ball better, man. They just built to run the ball, and it's December, it's cold. So I don't know, man. This is gonna be a rough game, man. It might be a low scoring game, probably like a 20-17 game, being that the Ravens are not great offensively. They're not explosive. They're not explosive as the Saints or the Steelers or the Eagles, or you know what I'm saying. They're not explosive like that, or the Falcons. The Ravens offense is very plain, like it's very bland. Is run the ball and play good defense and kick field goals. But for some strange reason, we can't handle those type of teams that's physical like that. The Ravens will be the most physical team we play all season long. More physical than the Panthers, more physical than the Browns, more physical than the Bears. Even though the Bears got a good defense, the Ravens are a bit more physical. I would say that. The Ravens are a bit more physical. So there's going to be some chippiness going on in this game. This is going to be a long game, man. This is going to be a long game. But anyway, what do you guys think about this game this Sunday? Are we going to win? Are we going to lose? What's your predictions? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the comment section. I'm always going to say this. It's going to come down to coaching. Week in and week out, it's always coaching. Can Dirk Cutter out-coach John Harbaugh? Can he out-coach John Harbaugh? If he can do that, we win the game. Period. You know what I'm saying? If he can out-coach John Harbaugh, we can win the game. If we can move the ball on the defense, we can win the game. And the way to beat the Ravens is you got to have some speed. You got to have some speed on the outside. And unfortunately, we don't have speed on the outside like that. You know, so unfortunately, my prediction, I'm always a realist. Just looking at how both teams are structured in the time of the month. If we was to win this game, there can't be no missed field goals, no missed extra points, no interceptions. We gotta get over 50% on third down conversions. We got to be able to run the ball, and also throw the ball in timely situations. And Dirk Cutter has to outcoach John Harbaugh. And the Ravens has to turn the ball over a couple times. Now you see all that, just for us to kind of win the game by 7 points. The Ravens turned the ball. If we win the turnover battle, we'll probably win by 7 points. That's hindsight, right? But with the Ravens secondary and the Ravens front seven and how solid they play, having them turn the ball over is going to be interesting. So I'm going to give 2 scores based on what I just said. If we play a perfect game and everything I just mentioned, the Bucs can win 21-17. And I believe the Bucs defense is going to play very. I believe the Bucs defense will play very well against the Ravens offense because they're not explosive. I'm just worried about our offensive line. If you give us time, if you give James time to block, I believe he can do some things against the Ravens secondary. I mean, Eric Weddle is not fast. I think he can be beat over the top. Tony Jefferson is pretty good, but you know he's beatable. Jimmy Smith can grab a lot and hold. Mike Evans has a problem with big corners for some strange reason. Mike Evans can't, for some strange reason, get away from like corners that's over 6 foot, like Talib and Marshawn Lattimore and Jimmy Smith, you know, Josh Norman. He has a problem with big corners. You know, James Bradbury, you know, he struggles against big corners. I noticed that. So Chris Godwin, Adam Humphrey, Cameron Brate, gonna have to win their matchups. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Barber gonna have to try to run the ball. Ryan Jansen, do not get a personal foul penalty. Donovan Smith, stop holding. Dotson, block your man. Caleb Bittenine, just go sit down and let Alex Copper play. God, this is a hard game for us to win. Also, and the way we will lose this game, it will be like 28-10 because the Ravens defense is just going to smother us and make the field short for their offense. Those are the two scores I got for you guys. 1, the Bucs can win by playing a perfect game, no mistakes, and create turnovers. 2, we can lose the game 28-10 because the Ravens defense just takes over the game. And there's nothing we can do about that because we don't have the coaching staff to make adjustments. Anyway, enough is enough. The season's almost over. We're 5-8. Tell me how you feel in the comment section. Dave Chappelle style. Give it to me, baby. Anyway, shouts out to everybody in the chat room. I see you. I've seen people asking when is the next Google Hangout. It's coming soon. I will do another Google Hangout soon. This time it will not be the same people from last time. Everybody got to get a shot. So if you were in the Google Hangout the last time, you will not be in the next one. I gotta give everybody a chance. And I got some feedback on last week's Google Hangout session from some of the Bucs, and some of the Powers and Sea Bandits, and I will make some adjustments. The Google Hangout will not go on really long like it did last time for 2 hours and 30 minutes. It will be like more like a 30 to 45 minute session. So you speak your piece about a minute or two, and I'm about to get you out of there and get somebody else in there. Other than that, the Google Hangout, I like it. I just got to make some adjustments, and we should be good. So stay tuned for the Google Hangouts. If you want to participate in the Google Hangouts, send me your email address at firethecannons813@gmail.com. In the About section, you send me your email, and I will send you the link to the Google Hangout for you to join. And I will not have a lot of people in the Hangout session at one time. So a lot of you will be on standby. So at the most, it will be 3 or 4 people total. So, and also, we got a super chat. Lawrence, what's up, man? When he says, when the head coach gets fired, who will be the next head coach? Well, I know for sure it will not be John DeFilippo. He got fired by the Minnesota Vikings because of his abysmal play calling, and I do not want that guy as a head coach. He was a hot candidate, but John DeFilippo would not be the Bucs head coach. He was a hot candidate, but he got fired. That's not a good look. When you get fired as an OC and your name was buzzing around the league as a head coach, that's not a good look. So Lawrence, it will not be John DeFilippo. I don't know who the head coach might be. It could be John Harbaugh, Mike McCarthy, Lincoln Riley, Nick Saban. I don't know. Matt Campbell from Iowa State. I don't know. Hugh Jackson, Marvin Lewis. If we can steal Mike Tomlin from Pittsburgh, that'll be nice. I don't know, man. So, actually, that'd be a pretty good pickup. Chris Richards, Dallas Cowboys DC. Tough guy. Real tough guy. I like that. Bruce Arians will be nice, too. Oh, yeah, I know, William. Bruce Arians will be nice, too, but I don't know if he'll coach long. If you hire Bruce Arians, it will have to be somebody in line waiting to take his spot. So, with that being said, to all my Pirates, to all my Sea Bandits, keep your head up. Keep your head up. I know it's a long season. It's almost over with. Maintain integrity for the Bucks. Don't back down. Appreciate the super chat, Joe. Joe with another super chat. I love all the super chats. I love all the donations. If you want to donate, it's in the description box. As the season comes to an end, Sundays will be gone. Back to boring Sundays. But with that being said, I want y'all to fire those cannons. Jason Garrett clap. And siege the day. Until next time. See you later. Buckles lock up. Out.